All right, NASCAR fans, stick with me on this one, because what happened at Dover might end up being one of those moments we look back on and say that's where the entire All-Star weekend changed. I'm serious. Because when one of the sport's most polarizing veterans, one of the smartest drivers in the garage, one of the guys who absolutely knows how to play the long game, spins his car before the clock even really starts, you're thinking, okay, he just threw away his shot. You're thinking, Monster Mile got him. You're thinking, that's it. But then, somehow, some way, Denny Hamlin didn't just recover. He turned that disaster into a statement, and now the entire garage has a problem heading into Sunday night. And I'm just going to say it straight. What happened in qualifying wasn't just impressive. It might be a warning shot to the entire field. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation news is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every week. All right, let's get into it. So here's the thing. The All-Star Race has finally rolled into Dover Motor Speedway. The legendary, the brutal, the concrete beast, the place they call the Monster Mile. And if you know Dover, you know this track doesn't care who you are. Champion, rookie, Hall of Famer, doesn't matter. If you're even a little bit off, Dover will expose you. And Saturday's qualifying session, it was chaos. Drivers spinning, drivers speeding on pit road, cars getting damaged, tires giving up. This wasn't clean. This wasn't routine, this was survival. And somehow, in the middle of all of that, Denny Hamlin found a way to come out on top. Now let's talk about the moment everybody saw. Because before Hamlin even got into his full run, he loops the car. Yep, the No. 11 Toyota Camry NASCAR Cup Series car breaks loose on the warm-up lap. And for a second, everybody watching had the same reaction. No way, not now, not at Dover. And this wasn't some harmless little wiggle either. This was the kind of moment that completely kills confidence, kills momentum, kills tire prep, kills your rhythm. And in all-star qualifying, rhythm is everything. Because this isn't just about one lap. This is a 2-lap average plus a 4-tire pit stop. Meaning your driver has to be perfect. Your crew has to be perfect. Your crew has to be perfect. And your timing has to be perfect. One mistake and you're buried. But Hamlin, he didn't panic. That's veteran stuff right there. That's a guy who's seen everything this sport can throw at him. And after the run, Hamlin basically admitted, yeah, it was slick. Yeah, he was trying to get heat into the tires. Yeah, it almost went horribly wrong. But then he puts together a run of 1 minute 49, 298 seconds. And just like that, Pole. Now let's talk about why this matters. Because this is bigger than just starting first. Hamlin has now grabbed his second career All-Star pole. And if you remember, the first time he started on the pole for this race, he won the whole thing. That was 2015. So if you're the rest of this field, you're not looking at this as luck. You're looking at this as a problem. Because when Hamlin says qualifying isn't even his strength, that should scare people. Think about that. He literally admitted, qualifying is not my forte, and he still beat everybody at Dover after spinning. I'm just going to say it straight, that's championship level composure. And if the number 11 team is already this sharp before the green flag, what happens when race conditions start playing into Hamlin's strengths? Traffic, long runs, tire management, strategy. That's where he eats people alive. And now he's starting out front. That changes everything. Now let's not ignore who's lining up behind him. Brad Keselowski in second. That's experience. That's aggression. That's a guy who knows how to steal a race. Then you got Eric Jones, Ross Chastain, and William Byron rounding out the top 5. That is not an easy group. That is a group that will make Hamlin fight for every inch. And honestly, that's what makes Sunday so dangerous. Because Hamlin may have speed, but he's got sharks right behind him. And while Hamlin was putting together his miracle run, the rest of qualifying was absolute madness. Connor Zilisch spun. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. spun. Kyle Larson got hit with a speeding penalty. Same story for Zane Smith. Same story for Michael McDowell. And then Daniel Suarez ends up smacking the wall after a tire issue. So let me ask the question. Are teams pushing too hard, or is Dover simply exposing who actually brought a race-winning setup? Because from what we saw, this track is already separating contenders from pretenders. And we haven't even dropped the green flag. And one more thing before we wrap this up. Hamlin wasn't just fast. The entire Joe Gibbs Racing operation looked locked in. Driver, crew, execution, recovery, everything. And in an all-star format with 275-lap stages before that final 200-lap shootout, momentum matters. Confidence matters. Track position matters. So now the question is, did Denny Hamlin just steal the psychological edge before the race even starts? Or does somebody like Brad Keselowski or Ross Chastain knock him off early and ruin the whole script? That's what I want to hear from you. Drop your prediction in the comments right now. Does Hamlin convert the pole into an all-star win, or does the Monster Mile have one more surprise waiting? And if you're riding with real NASCAR fans every single week, make sure you like this video, subscribe to NASCAR Nation News, and I'll catch you in the next one.